the way I think about it in my mind is the X strap is like a seat belt for the load, keeping it from coming forward. And then this strap right here that goes over top of the X strap, this is like the seat belt for the X strap. So if pressure came forward, this load tried to push forward, the X strap's gonna hold it from going anywhere. And then this strap is gonna hold the X strap and reinforce it, basically. Give the X strap more strength to keep this load from moving forward. What's up guys, Erudite Trucker, back with another video for you all. We got some lumber today. Picked it up from the ports, or at least we were supposed to. There's a big story behind that. I'll let you guys know about that along the way, but let's go ahead and get started and see what we got on the trailer today. All right guys, like I said, we got some lumber today. Some really long bundles of lumber. As you can see, and I believe I have 8 individual packets here. So I took the liberty of measuring these before I came out and started the video for you guys. Each of these bundles is roughly 15 feet long. So we're going to be throwing the appropriate quantity of straps on them. And if you can look back here, we got a little bit of overhang off the trailer, but that doesn't put us into the oversized category. It's not hanging far enough off of that. And I'll have to double check for reference, but I believe from what I was told, anything underneath 4 or 3 feet, and I need to be exact on that, I'm not quite sure right now, but 3 or 4 feet, anything that is shorter than that hangs off the trailer. So 4 feet from the end of the trailer, 4 or 3 feet is still considered legal without having to have undersized permit or oversized permits, excuse me. And like I said, I gotta confirm my information on that. I can't remember which one it was, if it was 3 or 4 feet. I'll find out for the next video on you guys, for you guys, and correct that information when I need to, if I need to. But this load here, since it's got about 15 feet, what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna use 4 straps on each of these. If by the company's policy, anything between 8 to 16 feet needs to have a minimum of 3 straps on it, but these are pretty long. I think I'm gonna do 4 instead. Like I said, there's no way you can go wrong with over securement, but you can definitely go wrong with under securement. This bundle's pretty tall. I kind of want to put a belly strap on this in the middle here, but it's too high up off the ground. I don't have a ladder, and they don't have any ladders available or any fall protection, so I'm not gonna try to climb up there and try to thread a strap under there. I mean, it's still 2 tiers high, so I don't have to put a belly strap on it. That's just something for my own peace of mind, but it's not really possible here, so we're gonna do the standard straps over the top of this and winch everything down really tightly, and we should still be fine. So let's take a look at the back. Nothing special about it, and this load does not need to have a tarp. It's already got its own covering, so you can see there's lumber there. The covering that they have over it will do well to help keep everything, the individual bundles, from sliding out, in addition to the force from the straps being pulled downward onto the trailer. I had to put 4 of my own Dunnage pieces under these, so on these last couple of bundles. So this one here, there, and then these 2 here. And for whatever reason, the forklift operator, I guess he found some, if you can see here, well, actually I take that back, this bundle here must be different from the ones in the back, because this one has its own Dunnage that's attached to the lumber itself. I think there's one more up front here. Okay, so that explains that. All right, and a mistake here that I made, guys, I was moving too fast trying to get out of the way once I got loaded. I forgot to grab my 1-inch ratchet that secures my dunnage, and I could have driven off and lost this, but the way that I had it wrapped up, kind of had it threaded in a figure-8 form to secure the dunnage that I had under there. So make sure you guys don't get absent-minded when you're getting your trailer loaded. Don't get a case of the Fridays or a case of being bored or wanting to hurry up and get out of there, because you'll make simple mistakes like this. That's something I normally wouldn't do. I'm pretty meticulous about how I manage equipment, but no harm, no foul, I guess. I didn't drive very far. I drove pretty much right around the little corner from where I was loaded. Couldn't have been any more than 30, maybe a little bit more than that, 30, 40 yards, but that's besides the point. Let's go ahead and start throwing some straps here. I'll show you guys what everything looks like once this is all secured. With any load that I do, I always start the same way. I always begin with doing my forward movement protection. So with a load like this, it's going to be the X straps, because I like to throw the X straps first and then put straps over top of the X strap to, in essence, hold the X strap in place and say, come to a sudden stop. The X straps are the initial first contact, keeping the load from coming forward. Now the straps that are over top of the X straps are like a seat belt for the X straps, if you will. So that's even more force holding the X straps in place, keeping that load from moving. It's even more protection. And once I have everything put up, I'll explain it further. I'll show you guys what I'm actually talking about, if that's hard for you to picture in your mind's eye. So let's go ahead and throw these X straps. That was a fail. Guys, we're still using a Benson trailer, and if any of you guys have seen my first video where I was talking about how these Benson trailers, the winches only go up so far on them. They don't go up to the very front of the trailer like they would on a Fontaine, so I can't use that winch for the very front of this load. So I had to use one of my Mongo 4-inch ratchets. These things are super handy. I never have any difficulty securing any load on any Benson trailer because of these, the front and the back. Highly recommend any driver to have one of these. They're great. Otherwise, you'd have to use two 2-inch straps to basically accommodate the same amount of protection or securement that one of these would. Excess of your strap, I just fold it end over end and then put it underneath the ratchet, so that when I tighten the ratchet, it basically secures all of this extra strap here, that it won't be flapping in the wind. finished. We got the load all secured. Give you guys an overview of it right here. As you can see, all those straps are in place. Everything's looking really pretty, if I do say so myself. The symmetry of all 4 of those straps, I like it. But here, let me explain what I was telling you guys earlier. When I said you want to put your X straps up and then you want to put straps over top of that, this is what I meant by that. So we have our X straps across the front, and I like to make my X straps start by coming over the side, and I come underneath the load, and then I go over top on the other side, and I do the same thing on the driver's side. That way it's cradling the entire load, not coming across the side and holding it from right there and then going over top. It's holding the bottom and the top of the load from moving anywhere. Now, some loads you won't be able to come underneath it, like if it's a load that's like right down on the deck, but this one's got some breathing room underneath there. So that's the way that I prefer to do it when I have the option. So the X straps across the front. Now see the strap come over the side here, and then I have this strap right here over top of the X strap, pinning the X strap down. So the way I think about it in my mind is the X strap is like a seat belt for the load, keeping it from coming forward. And then this strap right here that goes over top of the X strap, this is like the seat belt for the X strap. So if pressure came forward, this load tried to push forward, the X strap's going to hold it from going anywhere, and then this strap is going to hold the X strap and reinforce it, basically give the X strap more strength to keep this load from moving forward, which is what we want. We don't want the load coming off the trailer on any side, but we especially don't want it going through the cab of the truck and injuring or taking your life at any time, especially not when you're operating the vehicle. And then the vehicle is going to be unmanned, basically doing whatever gravity and momentum wants it to do until it comes to a sudden stop, and nobody wants any of those problems. So, and one thing to do when you strap down your X strap with the regular strap over top of it, you need to recheck your X strap ratchets. Like, you see, mine got loose because I put extra pressure down. It made the load get squeezed down closer to the trailer, so it made my X strap go slack. So I'm gonna have to go retighten that, and I'm gonna check the other side to see if that one loosened, which it probably did. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten those back up after I get done showing you guys everything. But like I said, I got 4 straps on each of these bundles. So there's 3 sections. So the front, the middle, and then the end. Each of these has 4 straps securing it. Now, I told you guys earlier that these bundles are 15 feet long. Anything between 8 to 16 feet is only required to have 3 straps holding it down, but you can put as many straps on as you want. You know, since these are so long, I felt more comfortable putting an extra strap in there for a total of 4. So I just excuse me, what's the right word, I just symmetrically placed the 4 straps so that there's like an even amount of space between all 4. Otherwise, I would have put 1 in the front, 1 in the middle, and then 1 in the end if I was only going to put 3 up here. But this way all the weight is evenly secured. The 4 straps. It took a total of 6 ratchets, or I'm sorry, 6 winches on each side, and I alternate my straps, as you guys can see, on every load. That way the weight is evenly secured and pulled, basically pulled against itself. So imagine, I only have one hand to show you guys with, but imagine I got my right hand on this other side here. So imagine I have this hand, and then my fingers are basically upside down with my right hand, and my hands are pulling against each other. So the strength is in the middle where my 2 hands would be. That's the idea, if you can picture that, with alternating your straps. So the force, the pull of your load, if you were to take a corner or a curb too quickly or anything happens, all the weight, all the pull of your load doesn't all pull to one side and make you tip over. So you don't want that. So another thing you guys want to check in on to make sure you do when you're securing your loads, you want to make sure that you protect your rails on these trailers, or more so protect your straps from the rails. You see how when I fold my straps, I put them underneath the strap here, and I basically make a barrier between the strap and this sharp edge of the trailer. That way the vibration of the truck driving down the road doesn't vibrate this sharp edge against this cloth material for this strap and have the vibration cut this strap or make it fray and weaken its ability to secure this load while I'm driving down the road. You know, that would be catastrophic. So you always want to make sure that you do that on all of your loads when you're using straps. Protect the strap from the rail. Because I've seen loads where guys, they don't do this. They take their strap and they just completely roll everything around the winch, and there's nothing but just the strap, this thin portion of the strap up against this sharp edge of your trailer rail. You don't want to do that. That's not a good idea, and it's just an accident waiting to happen if you do it enough times. So protect your rails. That always works. Roll that strap up and just fold it over itself, and then put it between your strap and the rail, and then you winch everything down. That's perfect. And there's that sound I love. That strap is very tight. Oh, that one's even better. So you want to always check all the straps, and that one, see, that sounds like it's not tight, but let's go to the other side. I see why. See, it's tighter on this side. This is where the tension is coming from. But like I told you guys before, these Benson trailers, these winches only go back. Winches only go right here. There's like a nut or a bolt right here, and you can't really see it from this angle, but it's in here, and it keeps this winch from going any further back. And I don't like these trailers because of that. But I found a workaround, and that's having a 4-inch ratchet like this. That way you can go as far back as you need. As you can see, I'm almost in the very rear stake pocket of this trailer here, or state pocket. I keep on thinking, I don't know which one it is, stake or state pocket. I'm gonna have to look it up. I think it's I don't know. Forget it, I'll look it up after this video, but one of those two. I'm in the very rear one right here, and this 4-inch ratchet gave me the ability to do that. So I have two of them. I actually had to use both of them. I had to use this one in the very rear, and I had to use my other one in the front of the trailer on the passenger side. And to secure this excess, because you can't roll this around a winch since it's coming through this 4-inch ratchet, so I folded it up like I fold every other strap, and then I took a bungee and I just tethered it here to pull it really tight. I threaded it through the eye of the strap, both eyes, and I just pulled it here to make sure that there's no possible way that the strap can get loose and somehow find its way to getting mangled up and wrapped around this tire while I'm driving down the road, because that would be a serious problem. So we're good on that. I did the same thing on the ratchet that's in the very front of the trailer. And like I said, I couldn't really do a belly strap on this one. I didn't have to, since it's only 2 tiers high, but they're both really tall bundles. It would have made me feel a little bit better to be able to do that, but I just don't have access to like equipment that I can safely get up there and try to slide a strap through. Like, I don't have any ladders. Like I said, no ladders, no Fall Pro or anything here, so we can't do that. We didn't have to, so I just made a workaround. Actually, the 4 straps on that taller one makes me feel a lot better. I know that's not going to go anywhere. That's very, very secure. And see, we're on the other side. This X strap actually is not as loose as that one on the passenger side, but I'm still going to try. Once I get through with this, I'm going to go try to get at least one more click out of this one. I could probably get like 2 or 3 clicks out of that passenger side one. That one was really loose. But we are good, guys. We are all set, ready to get out of here and get this load delivered. So let's go ahead and get rolling, guys.
Continue on Raleigh Street for half a mile. 3/4 of a mile. Turn left on Carolina Beach Road.
What's up, guys? It's the morning of the delivery, and we are here first thing in the morning. It's around 7:30 a.m. and we're already unstrapped, waiting for them to unload us. And the positive thing about that is, with it being so early, I'm going to be the first one on the load board for the dispatchers to find a new load for, which in turn should make it that the load that I am assigned is a high-paying one with a good dollar to mile ratio. I get paid by percentage, but they factor it in differently for themselves there. So basically, you know what I'm saying, I should get a load that's going to be a high-paying one to start the day off. Let's go ahead and get these straps all rolled up. Hopefully that dispatch comes through soon, because there's not really space at this consignee for me to linger around and park. There is a truck stop maybe about 5 miles down the road, which I could do that because I need to get some fuel anyway. I'm at 3/8 right now. So let's go ahead and roll these straps up, and we'll get a few things cleared out of the way before we move on to the next load. This strap winder is so useful. Use this thing like every day. Saves so much time instead of, you know, using a hand crank. Roll your straps up like that one. Very useful, especially when it's cold outside. You don't want to stand out there in the wind. All right, guys, we're all unloaded. Everything is put away, and we've got our next dispatch. So the morning is going very smoothly. We got a load that's going to be taking us westward, and I think we're only about maybe like 45 minutes away from our next pickup. Still going to be in North Carolina, but I want to go ahead and get moving. I want to keep the wind at my back and keep this momentum going. So I'm going to cut the video short here, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you guys for watching. All you guys that subscribe, comment, I appreciate all you guys. Let me know if there's any other types of videos you guys want to see in addition to what I'm already doing, and we'll catch you in the next one. Erudite Trucker out.